Hey crafty cuties, today we are going to experiment and have some fun. We are going to do some eco dyeing on paper. I will show you my entire process as we go along and explain things as we go. Alright guys, we are headed to my backyard to grab some leaves for our project, and hey, for once it's not so bad that my backyard is very overgrown over here in this little area. Some more weeds that might work. So we can try it out. So I didn't find the biggest variety, but I definitely found enough so that we can experiment. Just a bunch of different leaves, and yeah, some of these things are weeds. I did find some fern, so I'm excited, but we don't know what we're gonna get until we got it. So gather some flowers and leaves, anything that you want to experiment with, and I just have like kind of a big bowl here. I have the papers that I want, and be sure that the size you choose is going to fit into your pot. So I have a big pot here, and I'm going to fold mine in half just so they fit. I have some twine so that we can tie up our bundle. I have some vinegar, and then I will probably need like a rock or something heavy to weight everything down. Okay, so I'm using my very dirty cookie sheet that I do coffee dyeing with. I'm just gonna start out, and I know I'm going to fold mine over, so I'm gonna start out by doing a layer of leaves and just different things. I've seen people do a ton of different things in their papers, like, I don't know, like rusted metal pieces and things like that. So honestly, feel free to experiment. I'm just going to use what I have here. Like, I don't know that this white is going to do anything, but we don't know till we try. So I'm just gonna make like a layer like that, I think. And then I'll probably even have some things on this side as well. So if you have a really big pot, then you're probably not going to need to fold yours over, but I definitely will. So I even have some smaller papers here, so I'm gonna fold that. Just do what works for you. We'll see how it works today here. So this is all we're going to do for now. I tried to find some things that were darker in color, like these dark leaves, because I thought, you know, maybe I would get some color out of them. These flowers, it would be awesome if we got color out of them, but I feel like I've seen a ton of eco dyeing videos, and it seems like a lot of the flowers don't necessarily turn out the color that you would think you would get. So we're just going to see. Flip that over. Some of my stuff I gathered earlier, so it's kind of shriveled up, but that's not really going to matter because everything's going to get shriveled up once we put it into the hot water. So I'm just going to continue this process. Probably going to do like 20 pages, something like that. Just so it's worth my time, because this is going to be a pretty time-consuming process. We are going to probably boil it for a few hours. So I feel like you might as well, you know, I'm just going to put this whole thing here. You might as well try to get as much as you can out of the time that you are spending on it, right? I am kind of smashing this down as I go. Trying not to break the leaves like I just did, but I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. And then I feel like once you try this, you can kind of figure out what works for you, what creates different colors and shapes and things like that. So I'm going to make a few more of these little piles here, and I'll be right back. I'm using mostly copy paper. However, I am mixing in a little bit of ledger paper and some watercolor paper that I have right here, so that I can kind of see what paper I like best. So this is the watercolor paper, and then yeah, most of it is copy paper just because that's what I typically use in my journals, but I don't know how well it's going to hold up, you know, with all of the boiling that we're doing, but we will find out. Just have a few more, and I'm just kind of placing things randomly. I'm really not trying to get any particular shapes. I think if I do this again, then I'll kind of maybe know what works and what doesn't, and then I can really try to get some you know, shapes going on. I have my stack here done. So now I'm going to do my best to kind of contain everything in here. I'm just going to use a blank piece of paper and kind of make like a folder kind of thing around this. And then I'm going to use my twine to hold it all together. Okay, so this is tied up pretty well, but water can still get into it, so that's good. So now we want to put it in our pot, and I was hoping to make mine small enough so that I could put it all the way to the bottom, but I would have had to have pretty small pages, so I'm probably just gonna have to turn mine, or I could stuff it down in there. We'll see. Good, so I'm gonna fill it mostly with water and do a ½ cup of vinegar. So adding the vinegar, I'm not really going to measure anything. End up putting a rock on top because it does float to the top, and you know, that will add some extra maybe color and debris that might be cool. And I am going to let this go at a very light boil for probably 1 to 2 hours. I'm just going to see what I think after 1 hour. I'll show you. Please ventilate your area. I don't know what type of fumes this puts out, so I'm going to have my windows open and the air on just to be safe. The other thing is, watch this closely. I know that it's probably pretty safe overall, but just really keep an eye on it. Don't let this go and then like not pay attention to it. Just since I'm showing you how to do this, I want to make sure to pass on that important info. So I will check back in an hour and we'll see you then. So it's been about an hour. You know, I can't really see anything happening. I see some green color coming through here though. Keep it in for another hour, I think, but the paper seems to be holding up, so we're just going to keep it in and check in another hour. I decided to take it out after that next hour, so it had been in there 2 hours because unfortunately the rock was kind of pulling at one of the sides right here, and I was really nervous that it was going to start tearing all the way through. So I'm hoping that we can at least get something out of this, but it is steaming hot, so I'm going to let it cool here for a bit, and then we'll cut off the cords here and see what we got. So I decided to speed up my heating process a little bit, and I'm putting it in the oven on the super dirty cookie tray. So I know it looks like a lot of ribs, but this is just the first layer, so I cannot wait to see what we have. Some lovely green coloring, so I'm just gonna keep this in here and hopefully that will help it dry a little faster. Let's go ahead and take a look. These are still damp, but they're a lot drier and easier to handle now. So I'm just gonna go through with you and kind of take the leaves and things off as we go. So we'll just start right here. Already seeing some awesome color. So a lot of people rinse these off, so I am going to see, I probably will too, just because I think there might be some residue and things left that maybe could cause molding if you didn't. I don't know for sure, but I would think it's probably a good idea to rinse them off with water, and so I'll probably do that. Okay, so far, so this one just has kind of some colors, no real imprints, but the coloring looks awesome. So let's keep going here. And I'm kind of wondering if you won't be able to see the imprints until it's dry, but oh no, because this one actually has some. Okay, this is looking good. This is promising, guys. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but there definitely is some imprints. Wow, this looks really cool. And that was just some regular leaves from a tree. Okay, seeing some really cool color here, I think. Got to be pretty careful when you're taking the leaves and thing off here. So yeah, I wasn't too sure about these white flowers, but I'm glad that I tried them out because it definitely left some darker purple. And I love that. That looks awesome. Okay, not bad, guys. So let's see. Oh, look at that. I am so excited. That is gorgeous. The leaves. The orange didn't really do too much, but that looks really, really cool because you can actually see like the leaf imprint there. So let's see here. Take these off. So this page ripped a little bit. but I can either cut it down or, you know, use it for something. Okay, so let's rip this leaf off here. This was that daisy. Has lots of little pieces here. So this just looks like some coloring. Okay, so it kind of looks like the fern did not do too much. That would have been awesome to get an imprint of, but let's see here. Okay, now these pieces are still pretty damp, so they're very fragile. Okay, so I'm seeing some yellowing here. Ooh, that's cool. Not sure if you can see the yellowing of, see, I want to remember what plants those were. Yeah, that looks really awesome. So try to lay these out so that they can dry really well. Okay, just peel these off here. So this was super fun. I can't wait to do this again, but I kind of want to go like on a little hike, go somewhere other than my house and see like what I can come up with. And if you guys have done this before, I would love for you to leave a comment and let me know like what have you found to work the best. Do you have any tips and tricks on it? You know, I mentioned earlier that I used vinegar and I honestly didn't know why or what it did. I should probably look into that, but so this just seems to have some coloring, really pretty though. So we have that fern again, which didn't do much. So here, this is the watercolor paper. Oh, so far that's just been copy paper that I've been showing you, and it definitely looks okay. It doesn't seem, it seems like once it dries, it's going to be just fine. So, okay, so this is the watercolor paper. So it did get a really cool imprint there. You can kind of actually see the fern outline. I'm not sure if you can see that well. And the fern didn't seem to show up on the copy paper, so maybe you will get different imprints on the watercolor paper rather than the copy paper, and so maybe that's a difference. Not that it's more durable or anything, but like that, yeah, that does look a lot more apparent, so that could be. Okay, so we have a few more to go through here, and these are getting pretty damp as I go down, so I'm just trying to be very careful because so far so good. I was pretty afraid that we were going to maybe get some ripping in our papers once I saw that the rock had okay, I feel like that piece is gonna break, so there we go. Try to be careful. So I love that these flowers give like a little bit of purple here and there is some imprints right here. Oh, on the other side definitely some purple. Okay, those little daisies didn't do too much, but I didn't think they probably would. Okay, let's see here. Some more purple. I wish so I definitely want to do some more while I have a bunch of those flowers. But you know what? I think that you can kind of see the imprint of the daisy right there. I think once these get dry, if they look different, here's some leaves. I will definitely leave some pictures at the end of this video, because sometimes you can see a little bit better on picture rather than video. So I'll definitely leave that for you guys if I find anything better showing up, yeah, on a picture. I can't talk today, guys. Pregnancy brain is real. Okay, so let's see. This is our ledger paper. And we definitely have, see, I was thinking that maybe I put some of the white flowers on the ledger paper, thinking that maybe the whites would show up a little bit differently. But so far I just see the yellowing and purple. Looks really pretty though. Okay, we are getting to the bottom here. And for this, I just put this big thing here, this big flower. So definitely some pretty coloring. So I am really happy with how this turned out. I can't wait to do this again. This was what I had wrapped it all up in, so I probably won't use this, but I may. But yeah, I'm super happy with how these turned out and the imprints that we got. I think it's going to be kind of just an experiment from here on out to see what we like the best. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I don't know if it would help you anyway, since, you know, I'm experimenting as well. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.